This video is going to talk about all the devastating effects that sugar can have on your health. And I want to share with you some of those statistics that maybe will make you sit up and listen to what this substance is doing to your body and how it has crept in to our diets in every form over the years. And it is so prevalent right now in so many of the processed foods. It is added in because it is cheap and it tastes good and it keeps us coming back for more. It is so addictive. But here are some statistics. Here are some things that I'm hoping that will really stop you in your tracks and think, is this something that if I'm on a journey to better health, I really want to include in the things that I put in my mouth? In the year 1700, none of us were alive, the average American consumed 4 pounds of sugar a year. In the 1800s, that number increased to 18 pounds a year. By the 1900s, we were up to 90 pounds a year. And in 2009, the average American consumed 150 pounds of sugar per year. And I would say a bad word there, but that's an awful lot of sugar. Here are some more statistics. 1 grain of sugar, if you put 1 grain of sugar on your tongue, not ear, it will cause immediately swelling of every single joint in your body. So after you've finished exercising and you want that inflammation to come down, the worst thing that you can do is to eat anything with sugar in it. Here's something else. The FDA was approached a long time ago to say, we need to ban sugar from food because of its addictive properties. We need to put a warning label on food to warn people of the addictive properties of sugar. It's dangerous. 2 teaspoons does not help the medicine go down. It actually inhibits weight loss for 3 to 4 days after the consumption. So if you consume 2 teaspoons of sugar for 3 to 4 days afterwards, you will not lose any weight. And also, as soon as you consume sugar, then your body's craving for more sugar is at its highest after the consumption of sugar. That's scary. 2 teaspoons of sugar will also elevate your T cell count by 50% for 2 hours after eating it. And when your T cell count is elevated, you are more susceptible, more vulnerable to infection and illness. So often, during the winter, that's when we are most susceptible to any kind of infection or illness, is when we have eaten sugar. Now, what we use in the food industry, it used to be that glucose was the sugar of choice, and our body actually knows how to metabolize glucose. That's the way we were made. Now the sugar of choice in the food industry is fructose, and fructose is a disaster. It's actually metabolized in your liver, which is really bad because when you metabolize fructose in your liver, it elevates your VLDL and your triglycerides, and it turns to fat. And where does that fat go to? Usually your belly or your thighs. So, not a good place. I mean, fructose, like high fructose corn syrup, all these words that are sugar related they've been put into the processed foods that we eat. Fructose also elevates your LDL it decreases your HDL. It elevates your uric acid, which in turn will elevate your blood pressure and puts a lot of stress on your kidneys. And the other thing that fructose does is it actually turns off your appetite control system. So you're always hungry. Like I said, you get cravings, but your appetite control system is switched off by fructose in your body. So then we tend to eat more. And now you're asking, okay, now what on earth do we do? How do we eliminate some of the sugar from our diet? And one of the ways is by eating whole, unprocessed food that is not in a box. It's usually sitting on its own without a package around it, or it's in its own skin. So fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, meats, those are the whole unprocessed foods. The other thing that you really want to watch, and when I'm talking about fructose, I want to make sure this is not fruit. Fruit, thankfully, has fiber and some vitamins and some antioxidants. They're all packaged together in fruit. So your body can actually metabolize that fructose, but you do want to be careful about how much you drink. Eat, but you do not want to be drinking fruit juice when the fructose level is really, really high. There's no fiber in there because that's been eliminated. Most of the vitamins have gone, and that sends your blood sugar sky high. So I actually think that juice is worse than soda in elevating your blood sugar and turning off your metabolism. So fruits, okay, but not too many every single day. So lots of whole, unprocessed foods. The other thing, use herbs and spices to, compensate for that sweet taste. There are some things out there that are naturally sweet in nature, and use those. Herbs and spices are one of them. The other thing is, what kind of sugars can you use without it having an effect on your health? One of the ones that I recommend is stevia. Make sure it is pure stevia and not stevia with dextrose, because dextrose is actually a form of corn syrup, so you don't want to do that. And then another sugar is xylitol. And xylitol from birch, from the American birch tree, is a sugar substitute that is considered safe. I know some of you, I personally think honey is okay, especially if you have allergies. A little bit of honey added that you add to your food is much better than having someone who's standing in a hairnet with a mask on and some gloves in a plant making your food, adding in sugar willy-nilly. So I know this is a professional series, but that's sometimes the way I look at it. This person is just adding sugar into my food. I have no control over it, and I certainly can't take it out. So you be in control of the sugar that you put in your body. Make the choice, but know that it is devastating. It is taking a devastating effect on your health. Try to cut it down. Think about some of the things I've just said, and enjoy food in its natural state.